Hey, we are recording. Okay, so you guys, this is Rachelle. This is for our push group. So this is a really special Zoom. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Rachelle. But this is for our push group. So we started doing a monthly push group, and it's people, I mean, you know what a push group is, but just people that want to be pushed a little harder. They want to run a little harder. This is our first month of doing it. Everybody got saved by the bell on the 15th when Mike, we were going to, I had qualification set. We were going to kick everybody out that didn't qualify. And Mike threw them a lifeline and said we weren't going to kick anybody out in the first month. So they're all super excited. People were really like sweating and working hard. It's been amazing. But that's what this group is. And so they were working towards getting to be on this Zoom with you tonight. If you don't know Rachelle, you guys, is one of my absolute favorite people. She's probably my favorite person in the company. And we just really hit it off and became friends. We're very, very, very similar in our leadership style. You guys will get a kick out of this. I just asked her a kind of comp plan question before this, and she was like, I'm like 0 green. I don't know. And I'm like, we're the same person. I don't know why I even thought to text it to you. Like, my team knows this very well. They take notes on our Zooms because I say something and then forget when the Zoom is over. Like, there's 0 green in me. So Rachelle is one of my favorite people. She's so real. She's so raw. We met, you guys, in Costa Rica, and were you triple or presidential at the time?
Prez, just gone Prez.
She had just gone Prez, and she was on the top 20 leadership retreat. Guys, as a presidential on the leadership retreat in Costa Rica with top income earners. Like, how incredible is that? So she's consistently a top income earner. She was telling me this month, she's got a great story even this month. She's been just consistently enrolling customers, distributors every day. She is amazing, and she is a queen of attraction marketing. So I wanted her, I steal a lot of her posts. You got a lot of the posts you guys steal from me, I steal from her. But we wanted her to come on tonight and just share her secrets, her tips, her tricks. I know everyone's closing the month strong. I know some of you are struggling to recruit. And so I just wanted her to share all of her knowledge on all of the things with you guys here tonight. And it's totally okay if Huntley's in the background.
Okay, I was just going to say, she is a mess tonight. She did not nap. It's fine, totally fine. Hux is down. He's the hard one, so we're good to go. Hi, guys. I'm so excited to be doing this for you. Like she said, I am 0% green, so you're going to get a lot of red. And it's really funny because I feel like, well, maybe not. I was going to say I know a lot of red and yellows, but I am literally split 50-50 red, yellow, which I don't know. Like, I've got this big old heart, but I also am like, get it done, money, money, money. So hopefully you guys, that resonates with you. And I just want to add value. That's what I'm here for. I just want somebody to get a takeaway tonight that is like, oh my gosh, that's what I needed. So I prayed before I got on here, and I hope that that the good Lord will give you guys exactly what you need. But I'm just going to start with my story. And then Brandy, if you have like questions or you want to interrupt me or things like that, please let me know. But I know it's month end, so I want to get to like the good stuff quickly. So because mommy's on a Zoom, honey, you're okay. Okay. So I'm Rachelle Coakley. I started almost 5 years ago. In September will be 5 years, which is so crazy for me to think about. But I started because I had $10,000 in credit card debt, and I had a 40-hour-a-week job that I was actually working like overtime, like crazy. And I was going to school full time to be honey, come here. Okay, sure. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. I was going to school full-time to be an accountant, okay? And I was working over 40 hours a week is what I was trying to say. And so I was super, super busy, but I still could not. There was more month at the end of money. Does that even make sense? More? Yep. Not. Yep. Okay. So I came across this when I was babysitting on the weekend to try to get some extra money. And the mom that I was babysitting for, I didn't have kids at the time, but she had a wrap on, and she was taking it off and throwing it away. And I was like, hi, what is that? Because you have a better stomach than I do, and you've got 2 kids. Like, I don't even understand, like, what is this thing? And so she started to tell me about it. She sent me home with one. And after I tried it, I was hooked. I signed up for the business immediately. I knew that I had a lot of mom friends that needed it, and not even like I wasn't even a mom and I wanted to try it. So for me, I was like, okay, I know. And this is, you guys, this is the kicker. I had no idea we had over 50 other products either. I had no idea. I just thought it was the wrap. And I'm like, I can do this. I can sell this because I know that I need to talk to you for a second. Mommy is working. You need what? Okay, well, you're gonna have to wait until Daddy gets out of the shower and ask him. Okay. So anyways, I joined right away and I just got to work. But here's what's crazy. I didn't sign my first customer for 3 weeks. I was super shy. So I was like, go get her. Like, oh my gosh, this can make me money. I'm so excited. But then I sat there like paralyzed, like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? There's no way that I can sell these things. Like, how is this going to work? And I was all social media based, honestly, from the get-go, very social media based. And so I wasn't sold on it from social media. So that was tough for me, right? Like I was like, okay, this just happened to happen for me while I was babysitting. So how am I going to have this continually happen? And so for 3 weeks, I did not sign my first customer, and my upline convinced me to do a party. I signed 14 customers on the spot at that party. Okay. So this is where I found out I was very passionate about something and I could sell it like no problem, as long as I can get in front of people. Okay. If I could talk to people, even if they could just hear my voice, it didn't necessarily have to be like off of social media, but they needed to hear the passion and excitement that I had and not the nervousness. Okay. So I don't know if we have any like new distributors on here, but one of the things that scared me, and I don't know why I'm going to touch on this, but I am, but one of the things that scared me, give me a second, please, was that the loyal customer program. Did that scare anybody else? Like drop a 1 if you were like, I can get somebody to try it once, but there's no way I'm going to get them to try it 3 times. Like I literally was like, there's no way. I had this like self-limiting belief, because what I thought was I have to trick them into signing up, when in reality, that customer program, y'all, I don't know who this is for. So let me know if it's for you in the comments. But seriously, that customer program is not just for you. It is for your customers, for them to get the results that they need. They need to be on it for at least 90 days. They need to have a rhythm. They need to have the consistency with it. And they need to understand that it's not something that's just going to happen overnight. It's not a quick fix. And so when you shift that to, this program is here for you to make sure that you're getting results, and I'm here to help you with that, everything will change from there. And so that's what had to change for me. Okay. So 14 customers in one day, when I literally was about to quit because I was like, nobody's signing up. Like there's no way. This was 3 weeks in. And so I hit the 400 club my first month, but y'all, my first paycheck was $33, $33 from those 14 customers. And I was like, yeah, this probably isn't going to pay off that $10,000 in debt. Like there's no way. How is this going to work for me? But the very next month, I actually, my paycheck was over $100. The next month after that, my paycheck was over $200. And then I started consistently making about $300 per month for 6 months. Here's the key of this. Okay. I was executive. I had just promoted to executive, and they posted about conference. This is a huge part of my story. They posted about conference and how important it was. And this is actually a great time to mention it because we have the fall conference coming up. And they were like, you have to be there. Well, I'm originally from Oregon. Okay. And the conference was in Florida. And I'm like, how am I going to get there? I'm drowning in debt. And my first paycheck was $33. Like, how am I going to get there? But I got to get there. Like somehow I just knew I had to go. And so I did. Again, my boyfriend, I mean, he's still my boy. What is he? My fiance. We're not married yet, but it's fine. Anyways. So 5 years later, 2 kids later, it's fine. What was I going to say? He was not thrilled. He was not thrilled about me like going by myself across the country. He was not thrilled that I was not making real money, you know, at this point, because I was working a lot, right? And not seeing the turnaround right away. But here was the missing link. When I got to conference, I realized that I did not know what self-development was. I'd never heard of it. Literally, I had never heard of personal growth ever. And so no wonder I started for an extra $300 per month, because that was my minimum payment on all my debt. Okay. My medical bills, my credit card bills, everything. That was my minimum payment. So I started for $300. I want you guys to ask yourself something. If you have hit a ceiling, if you have hit somewhere where you're like, okay, this is all I thought I could have, or this is all I wanted to have, and you're wondering why you're not breaking through that, there's some growth that needs to happen in order for that ceiling to shatter. Okay. And so I was consistently making $300 a month, no problem there. Right. But that's what I started for. But why could I not make more? Why did I see more, but couldn't get there? And that's because I was refusing to work on myself. It was because I was sitting there pointing fingers at like others and what they were doing and comparing and all of these things, instead of like looking within me and going, what do I need to change? Who do I need to help? Who do I need to become in order to make more money? Okay. And so I learned about self-development. I started it right then. The first book I ever read, excuse me, I don't really read. I do enjoy to read now when my kids allow me to, but I didn't read a book. That was one of the things that I didn't want to do. I'm like, I don't read. Like, I don't read that. I don't have time for that. Right. And so I start, Allie goes, you read a book sometimes. I listened to Audible. And so Audible, my first book was You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. And I listened to that. And I had 45 days from leaving conference to earn a $10,000 bonus if you went diamond. Okay. So let me paint this picture for you really quickly, because I was an executive with 2 people on my team. I was not an executive with 15 people on my team. Okay. Let me repeat this. I was an executive with 2 people that were not working on my team. In 45 days, I went diamond and earned that $10,000 bonus. Okay. The only difference, the work ethic was the same. The work ethic never changed. The only difference was me pouring into myself and being open to growth. Okay. Learning how to grow. That's what shattered that ceiling. Okay. Then I started to really see the vision with this. We were making $2,000 to $3,000 a month as a diamond. I was a very high paid diamond. Very quickly, Brian went diamond after that. And I was just throwing money at my credit card. Within 6 months, we paid off all of my credit card debt and I quit my job. Right after I quit my job, I found out I was pregnant with Huntley. And then, okay, get this. So we were double diamond. Nope, we weren't. We were diamond. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me get this story straight because it's very important. I like to tell my story super long. Hopefully this is okay, but I promise you, as I go, I kind of, it'll work. I promise. Brandy's like, just keep going. It's fine. Okay. So, as a diamond, I was a very well-paid diamond, all our debt paid off, right? Quit my job, recently found out I was pregnant. Brian and I had just sold our house and we were like, okay, we're going to take some of the money from our house plus my income with It Works. And we're going to go travel the country. We bought our first fifth wheel and we were going to go travel the country. And some of you are like, yeah, I followed along with that journey. No, that was 2 years later. Let me tell you about the first time we tried to travel. Okay. So we got the fifth wheel. We were so excited and we parked it in his parents' driveway. And we were mapping out our route to go. Okay. And that December, my little brother was in a car accident. And it was a very, very, very bad car accident where he was driving and Huntley, right? Mommy's talking, please. Okay. Can you get her some Cheez-Its? The girl just needs some Cheez-Its. That's what she wants right now, please. Okay. So, she's been asking me this whole time and I'm like, wait till daddy's out of the shower. Okay. My brother was in a car accident. He was driving and I can't go into like a ton of details, but there was somebody in the back seat that was not buckled up that did die. Okay. And in Oregon, it was heartbreaking for all of this to happen. But in Oregon, if you are driving, it does not matter whether you're drinking or not, that is manslaughter in the second degree. Okay. And he had to go to prison for 2.5 years and he was actually facing 6 years. So at the time I'm 20 weeks pregnant. My little brother is like my son, if I'm being completely honest. I've raised him since I was 10 years old. I didn't have a mom in my life at that point. And so this hit me really, really hard. And when I say it hit me, I went from a very strong paid diamond down to an executive that month. Okay. I was paid as an executive. I gave up on everything. I gave up to the point of, I wasn't eating and I was 20 weeks pregnant. Okay. Like I wouldn't eat. I was massively depressed. I wouldn't get out of bed. This turned my family upside down. We lived in a very, very small town. And so he was literally labeled on the news as the monster who killed an 18-year-old girl. And I was being harassed and all sorts of things about what had happened and all of these things. So my life was literally falling apart. And guess what? We were living in a fifth wheel and my paycheck was disappearing. And I'm sitting here like, what is happening? Right. And so I had two choices. My first choice was to go back to work. And that was the safe choice. Right. Okay. Okay, honey, go tell daddy for me, please. Go tell daddy. Okay. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's too early for her to be down and it's like, it's fine. Okay. So, I just get like, I know she's fine, but my brain doesn't work. You guys know this if you're moms, my brain just like doesn't work. So I had two choices. I could go back to work, which was the very safe choice, right? I knew that I would earn a paycheck. I knew that I would have a 401k. I knew that I could bring my baby girl to work with me if I needed to. And I was like, okay, well that's just what I'm going to have to do. The other hand, on the other hand, it was, or if I could do it once, I could do it again. And that was in the back of my mind, like crazy. Like I was like, if I could do it once, I could do it again. Like I cannot give up. Well, here's the turning point for me. So this was weighing on my heart for a couple of days. And the turning point was I was down at my dad's house and he was talking to the lawyers for my little brother to get out of jail at the time, right? It was Christmas. You guys, we got him out the day before Christmas. It was awful. But my whole point of this is my dad had just gone debt free and he was handing me credit cards. You know how when you go debt free or like when you have credit cards that you like pay off and then they keep sending them to you, like activate this, here's your new limit or whatever. So he had all of these that he's putting in taking out of his wallet and he's handing them to me and he's shaking so bad. And he's looking at me going, activate this, activate this, activate this one. I've got to have $5,000 just to speak to this man, just to speak to a lawyer. Okay. That's what he had to have. And I remember thinking to myself, I will never again see my dad like this. I will never again not be able to look at a family member and say, you've got it. You've got the $5,000. You've got the $10,000. You've got the $20,000. Whatever you need, you have it. I will never be in that position again. And I started to work my business again through the hard, through the people that were mocking me and like all the things that were happening. He was out for an entire year until trial because he was going through trial the entire year. And then was sentenced to 2.5 years. He's out now. So this was a while ago, but it was 2.5 years that he got. And so my whole point of this was the very next month in January, we got back to diamond. In February, we went double diamond. In March, Brian went double diamond. And the very next year, my brother's still out at this point and not in, right? The very next year, we went back to back triple imprez. And I earned $100,000 in bonuses. And I looked at my dad and said, how much money do you need? Okay. That is where that why came from. That is where that switch was flipped. Okay. What is that switch for you guys? Okay. This is the most powerful part of my story. And I truly believe that we all go through what we have to go through, even though that was a part of my story that my brother actually had to live through. Right. But this is just one little part of what happened for me to make this shift of, I will never, ever be in this position again. And so now I work for the what ifs. Now, hear me when I say, I don't work for the what ifs of negative. Like I'm not sitting here like, what if my dad needs another $5,000? Or what if my brother has to go to prison again? I'm not sitting there bringing on negative stuff. Okay. But I am sitting here going, I will never be in a position again where anybody who is in my family or my friends comes to me and says they need something, I got their back. That's what I work for. I work for the what ifs, the things that we can't see coming. Okay. So a lot of us, when we're asked what our why is, we sit there and we say, well, it's my kids, or, it's because I want to travel, or it's because I want to have a savings account or whatever. Y'all, you got to find something deeper. You got to dig deeper. And I don't mean to say that your kids aren't good enough for your why, because they're absolutely good enough for your why. But why is it your kids? Is it so you can put them through a private school? Is it so that you can keep them home and homeschool them? Is it so you can travel the world with your kids? Is it so you can buy them new shoes when you want to buy them new shoes? Like, what is the reason behind your kids being your why? Is it because you want freedom of time so that you can be the parent that is with them 24/7? Like, what is it? And dig deeper. When I figure out my whys with my team, I ask them to go deep with their why 3 times. Okay, so ask yourself why 3 times. So what is your why? My kids. Okay, why are your kids your why? And then go 3 times deeper than that. Okay, you've heard people say, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. Find it, y'all. Go deeper. Go deeper, because when I'm telling you, if there is ever a time where I feel like I have stalled out, I know 2 things. Number 1, I remember what it was like to fall. Okay. And I know for a fact that I had two choices at that point, just like I have always had two choices. I can either go get a 9 to 5, which I don't want, or I can continue to work for myself and work from a place of gratefulness, of discipline, and consistency. And I will win every single time. And any time that you fall, you can always get back up. And any time that you stall out, you can always bust through that glass ceiling. But you have to recognize and know when it's time to grow, right? So that was a huge part of my story. That year was a year that we went to Costa Rica. And then right after that, right before Costa Rica, 4 days before we left for Costa Rica, I went through a miscarriage. Right after I had my daughter, she was almost 2, and I went through a miscarriage. And that was one of the darkest times of my life. Okay. I almost didn't go to Costa Rica. So Brandy and I would not have met at that point. Like, seriously, I almost did not go. And I remember Cindy and Pam both reached out and was like, look, you got to be there. Like, you got to be there. You've earned this. You have to be there. And that was the only reason I went. And when I got there, they both gave me hugs and kisses. And I will never forget hearing them tell me that I was meant to be there. And I truly believe that I was. But again, that was just another part of my story. And then when we came back, we ended up traveling the country for just over a year. And I got pregnant with Huxton, my son now. We stayed in Florida. We rented a beautiful house there in Florida for a whole year. We got to spend so much time with Mike and Brandy, and my business continued to grow through that, you guys. But I'm a firm believer in steps to success. I'm that steps to success girl that is like if I have to tell you one thing tonight about like how you can kick it in the last, couple of days this month, and how you can really like put the passion behind it and close out all these deals and all these things. Like, I can go into all that, and I will, but I want you to hear me first. As long as you are striving to complete your steps, and I hope that Brandy agrees with this, because here I am just going, just telling your team something, but steps to success is where it's at. And sometimes, like I'm telling you, y'all, you will see somebody enroll 56 distributors and you'll sit there feeling worthless. Like, holy cow, how I can't even enroll 3. Like, how is this happening? But a year down the road, that person might not even be able to enroll 1. Okay. Like, I'm not trying to talk negatively about anybody, but what I'm saying is consistency is better than burning yourself out. Okay. So y'all want triple, you want prez, you want ambassador, you can have it, but have the basics down first. That is steps to success. When you master your steps to success, strive to complete it a second time. And I'm talking when you're completing it every single month. That should be something that is a no-brainer. Y'all, I tell my team this all the time. It's so important to me to complete my steps to success that there were a couple months ago, I had only signed 1 distributor. Okay. And I used to be a mass enroller. I'm more comfortable, like 8 to 10 is my sweet spot of enrolling, because I can really be one-on-one with them as far as distributors go. Okay. But a couple months ago, I had only enrolled 1 distributor, and it was the 28th of the month. And I went live in my team page, and I was like, listen, I put out there that I am going to complete my steps every single month. Like, that come hell or high water, I knew no matter what, I was going to complete my steps. It was not a matter of, if, it was a matter of when, right? And so in my calendar, I have like this calendar that I write in. I had the amount of customers I wanted to sign, and then the amount of distributors that I wanted to sign. And when you write down numbers, right? Like, then your brain automatically is like, oh, I'm going to sign that many people. And you do not waver. Okay. This is the key part. When you write down a goal, you do not waver. Okay. It has to be done in your head. It is finished. It is done. It is a done deal. You don't know who's going to fit in those boxes. You don't know what names are going to be put there. It doesn't matter. Okay. It could be somebody that's not even on your potentials list. That's how you need to be thinking. Okay. I just talked to somebody today who is signing up tonight, who was not on any of my potentials lists. Okay. So you need to be manifesting and knowing that those 3 boxes are going to be filled. Those 3, numbers are going to be filled no matter what, and do not waver from it. Okay. Because if you waver, or if you write in names, I've seen people do this before where they think like, well, I have a couple potentials. These are going to be the ones that go there. Don't limit yourself to that. Don't limit yourself. Okay. To only the people that you think are ready to sign. be open to who is ready to come into your organization. One of the best things I ever heard from Pam in one of our masterminds, Brandy, you probably remember this, is she was talking about how she had this dream once, or this vision, where she's walking on a beach and there was like this line of people, like this pyramid, if you will, of like people standing on the shore going into the ocean. And she was looking at them and she heard God say, let them in. Let them in. Like, let them in. It is that simple. It is that simple. All of these people are waiting. God is waiting to fill your chart for you. He is waiting to put those names where they need to be. But some of us are like, no, but I think this person's going to sign up. And we're so honed in on the distributors, or excuse me, the potentials we're already talking to, that we can't even see the line that's like, hi, I'm ready. Like, energetically, they're coming to you. But you're so focused on the potentials that you're not open to finding more. Okay, so let them in. Let them in. That was one of my favorite things. Anyways, so I'm talking too much. Do you have questions, or do you want me to, or do you want me to just like keep going with like end of month stuff?
Oh my gosh. So I asked in the our group chat for this push group if anyone had questions. They're like, no, she's flowing so good. She's answering everything as it comes to my mind. So you're on fire. Keep going.
Okay, good. It's not dark out. I know. She's like, I don't have to go to bed. It's not dark out. If life was this, easy for all of us. Anyways, okay. So I want to talk about month end, and I do want to touch on messaging. Brandy and I were talking about this the other day, and I know that like attraction marketing is more my thing, but this month I want to share exactly how I do it. And I know that Brandy trusts me. So just trust what I have for you. But we'll go into that in a second. I do want to talk about end of month stuff. So first things first, how to get the easiest amount of volume, talk to your current customers first. Okay. Current customers, go to them, tell them that you have an incredible goal that you are trying to hit. I personally like to offer them like little freebies. So I have like samples of hydrate or reds or energy. Okay. Whatever you have on your auto ship or just have laying around. I will let them know like, hey, anybody who makes a one-time order today, even if you've already ordered, I will honor it and make sure that you get like a little sample pack from me. And you guys, I just send a little thank you card and like this is all I do. Okay. Literally one packet of hydrate and tell them how to use it. That's it in the card. I write that. And it's so simple because I'm offering them samples of something that they haven't tried before. And obviously if they're ordering hydrate, I'm going to send them reds. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to send them something different, but I always do that to just pay my appreciation to them for doing that. And then also they're trying a different product. And if they like it, they're going to come back for more. Okay. So I always reach out to my customers, my current customers, and go through that or go through them. And if you need a script, I can give it to Brandy so that you guys have that. I will also go in and talk to all of my distributors. I want to make sure that my distributors know exactly what they need to go Ruby. You guys, I can't tell you how many times, no matter what I do, no matter like how much training I give them, no matter how much and how often we talk and how many trainings they get on, I can't tell you how important it is to literally reach out and ask the questions. Do you know what you need for your next promotion? Okay. Because they don't know. No matter if they're literally like, I'm on a training to go Ruby, they still do not know at times. You have to ask the question, hey, I know that, the 25th, it's the 25th or, when it is the 25th, this is what I do. It all just passed. Everything has ran. We need to go through your credit card declines. Okay. Make sure that your team knows to go through their credit card declines. That's volume. That's y'all, you want easy volume. Go to the volume that's already on the table. It's literally right there. All you have to do is rerun it. Okay. It's so simple. And so make sure that you're reaching out to those credit card declines too. Okay. That's easy volume right there. That's already there. You don't have to sell anybody on it. So many of my teams like, I don't want to bug people. I'm like, hold up. Wait, you'd rather bug people to like join and sign up than be like, hey girl, can I just rerun your card real quick? Like, this is so simple. This is already there. You don't have to sell anybody on anything. And most of the time they have literally just like got a new card or forgot to put money on it or didn't realize that it didn't run, and they're more than happy to rerun it. So make sure that you're not leaving any volume on the table there. But what was I talking about before I talked about credit card declines? Oh, distributors. Make sure they know what they need for their promotions. Because here's the thing, even if they're just in a 400 box for you, okay, if that 400 box knows what it takes to get themselves to Ruby, they're going to start working on that. They're going to get excited about that. Now that 400 box is growing and she's working on Ruby. So eventually she's going to replace that 400 box with a Ruby anyway. So don't ever look at your chart and be like, oh, that's just a 400 box. Y'all, I'm redder than red. Okay. I started this business bulldozing the crap out of people. Okay. That is how I was taught, to be completely honest. I was taught to run, to fill boxes by myself, to sign them up and look the other way and get my fast starts and just do my thing. Let me tell you, that is not sustainable long-term. And I have had to massively humble myself. And when I became a mom, thank God, he gave me a lot more yellow. Okay. And so I was able to start making relationships with these people and teaching them how to become successful at this business, because that is your goal. Your goal is not to fill out a chart. Okay. Your goal is to help others fill out their chart. And when you understand that, you will start promoting so fast, it is not even funny. I will never forget, I was having a hard time promoting to triple. You guys, I could not get there. Like, I was literally like, what is happening? What do I need to learn? Who do I need to become? Like, here's this another level of growth, right? And one night, I think Huntley was about 6 weeks old. And one night I was sitting in my office, she was asleep, and I just started tearing up my triple chart. I literally shredded it. Like, I was just like, screw this, tore it all up. And I was like, what do I need to do? And all I heard was help them promote, help them promote, help them promote. And so I got out 4 double charts, because there was 4 girls that needed double diamond more than I needed triple, right? They needed it in order to come home to their babies. One of them was pregnant, like all this. So I got out 4 double diamond charts and I started to fill them out. And when they all promoted to double diamond, I promoted to triple. Okay. And when I promoted to triple, we organically, the very next month in February, a short month, went from 53,000 in volume as a triple to over 100,000 in volume and promoted to presidential diamond in February, you guys. Now, when I tell you that, I don't tell you that to be like, oh, we put, like, everybody's like, how'd you pull out that volume? I'm like, I didn't, God did. But here's the thing. I was working on other people. I was not working on my chart. Okay. In fact, presidential was such an afterthought that I was literally piecing together charts like, wait, can I actually do this? Because I'm just so busy over here trying to help this girl go triple. There's no way that I could possibly go presidential, that I was so unfocused on my own promotion. You won't hear a lot of leaders talk like this, y'all, if I'm just being like straight up, okay? When you focus so much on your team, you will start to promote. Your volume will start to triple, like overnight. It is crazy, okay? So who, was that an aha for anybody? Like, drop me some fire, because sometimes I need a little bit of help here. So end of month stuff, that is what I do. Then always sending out like new messages, new posts, always make like a product posts are huge, you guys, on Facebook. Like if you could chew 2 gummies a day for, you know what I'm talking about? Like, if you could chew 2 gummies a day for 90 days and lose 30 pounds, would you be interested? One of those. Put that on Facebook. You'll get a lot of feedback there. But here's the thing. Like anything, if you're posting but not growing your network, you're going to get the same people every time. Or if you're right now, if you just counted yourself out, and I don't know if anybody's going to like call themselves out, but drop a 1 if you just counted yourself out, because you're like, oh, every time I make a post, nobody comments on it. Well, first of all, let's find the root. I'm a big advocate for like, let's find the root of everything. Like, if there's a problem in your life, what's the root? Let's go straight to the root. Okay. So if nobody's commenting on your post, when's the last time you added to your network? Because you should be adding to your network every single day. Okay. Every single day. And then host to post are just going to help with that even more. So, adding to your network, doing a weekly or bi-weekly post like that, you can switch it up. You can do one for wraps. You can do just a before and after, whatever. On Facebook, it's pretty much fair game. On Instagram, I really only do like product posts and things in my stories. Whereas in my pictures on Instagram, they're more driven towards the opportunity. And that's what Brandy's talking about when she says, I do a lot of attraction marketing. That is how I get a lot of my distributors, but it's also because I'm growing my network like crazy. I'm always growing my network. So I don't make a post every day if I don't expect new people to see it. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not just going to post about the same thing every day and have the same exact people see it every day. It's important that you're reaching different networks. So I might talk about how I used to be an accountant because that's going to reach people that are accountants, right? I might talk about how I used to not be able to fill my gas tank because that's going to reach people who can't fill their gas tank. I might talk about how I used to have to put things back at the grocery store. I no longer have to do that now because that's going to speak to somebody who had to put something back. Do you know what I'm saying? When we're making our posts, y'all, we need to really connect with who our audience is. Who are we trying to bring in? And this is very important that I bring this to light. This is absolutely not about targeting people. It's very important that you know that, and that you know my heart, and that you know Brandy's heart, because here's the deal. We are looking to help others. And Zig Ziglar said it best, if you can help enough people get what they want, you will eventually get what you want, right? And so if you're looking for people to help, that can come off, okay, quote unquote, as targeting people. But here's the thing that I need you guys to understand. First of all, if somebody else is saying that you're targeting them, it's because they have a deeper root, right? They have something that is an issue for them. That is not a you thing. That is a them thing. That is just straight up truth. Okay. So do not get caught up in somebody being like, oh, you're targeting me because I'm a mom. Well, listen, half the freaking planet is moms. Okay. So they're like, let's just kind of cut out everybody if that's what we're really going. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't allow the negativity to stop you from reaching out, to stop you from posting, to stop you from making connections. Because here's the thing, you cannot say the wrong thing to the right people at the right time. I always have to add in at the right time, because y'all, I have a double diamond on my team. She's running for triple right now. I have a double diamond on my team who told me no for 2 years. And when I say like no, it wasn't like, no, thank you, I'm good. It was like, you can take your scam and shove it up your butt. I don't want anything to do with it. Don't message me again. Like, I'm telling you, like, she blocked me off and on. We went round and round. And guess what? I stayed neutral. I stayed open. I stayed like, this girl is going to be on my team someday. I just know it. I can feel it. And she had tried this business before, that she had tried. It works before. And she was so dead set on not having it. Here's what happened. 2 years later, she had a baby 3 days before Huntley was born. Okay. She had a little girl 3 days before my daughter was born. A month into our babies were a month old. She reached out to me and said, I don't want to leave her. And I think that you can help me. And I was like, I think that I can too. And here we are 3 years into this journey together, and she's almost triple diamond. She does not work. She never has left her daughter. Okay. So here is what is so crazy. It's like, we think, and I'm prefacing all of this because I do want to talk about messaging last. I think it's very, very important. And I want to go into that, but I'm prefacing this with this story because if I would have stopped following up with her, or if I would have said like, oh, she's not going to join because of all these reasons why she told me no. In fact, I've got an objections board. I don't know if you guys use boards. We've talked about this before. You do. Okay. I have a board specifically for objections. I don't know if I've shared that one with you, but it literally is gold, you guys. It has so many, like, let me just read a couple really quickly so that you can see this. So it's a board all on objections. I'm not good at sales. I don't know how to promote. I read a bad review. I don't have time. I'm too busy. I tried another business and it didn't work. I don't have the startup dollars. Like, literally all of this is objections that I have created and crafted. Like, objections, you guys, are actually a good thing. Let me hear me. Okay. If you don't hear anything that I've said all night, hear this right here. Objections means you're getting somewhere. Okay. Objections actually mean that they're interested. If they didn't have an objection, they just leave you on red and peace out. Okay. An objection is like, but this. An objection is like, I would, but. Okay. And how we respond to those objections is exactly what they need in order to feel like they can join your team, in order to have your trust, right? So you need to stay neutral and open when anything comes your way, even if they're telling you that your business is a scam. You guys, I used to think this was a scam. Like, when I first started, even though I was all in for the wraps, I was still like, what did I just sign myself up for? Like, I don't know. I'm a little bit uneducated here, right? Like, and that's the thing, is I'm actually like open enough to say that I was uneducated. There are a lot of people out there that will not openly admit that they just don't know a whole lot about the industry, right? And so that's where you have to come off very confident. Like, okay, listen, I used to think the same thing, but here's the facts, and remain confident in what you have to offer. And that will sell them way faster than anything that you can ever talk to them about, because they're like, oh, wait, but she used to think the same thing. Here's the facts. Let me look into this. And here's the thing, we're never trying to get somebody to join our team or get somebody to buy our products. I tell my team this all the time. When we first start, that's our mission, right? When we first start, we're like, how can I just get 6 people? Let me just get 6 people. And immediately when I hear those words, I'm like, no, that is not our culture. We do not get anybody. Okay. We are here to help them with their health and wellness goals. We are here to find people who need to make an extra income. It shifts everything, y'all. And if you can get your new distributors to have that mindset instead of like, if I can just get these many people, then I'll get this money. Well, that's short term. That's very short term. Unless you start turning that around to be like, okay, I'm going to help this girl with her health and wellness goals. Then she's going to turn into a distributor. I think it's Mike who always says the best product we have is the opportunity, right? Which is so true, because as soon as we start to get them results on their products, you guys, I did the math last year. Maybe it was 2019. It was 2019. I did the math for my team. 52% of my distributors that year came from loyal customers. Okay. Loyal customers, 52%. Like, I'm a signing machine with loyal customers, right? And then I turn them around and I send them as distributors, because they make the best distributors, because they have already had results. They've already tried our products. They want to make an extra income, right? And so if you're not asking your customers, you guys, I go straight to them after their 3rd month. How are you, like, when it's fresh in their mind, how are you loving it? Did you get results? I have to ask, are you open to making an extra income? Because this, you already love the products. You could get a kickback for it. All of this, like, I go to them and I ask them, and here's the kicker. If they say no, they're probably just going to keep ordering products from me. But if they say not right now, I'm going to keep following up with them. They're going to keep ordering. We're going to keep that relationship open, right? Okay. So let me talk about messaging real quick, because we have about a little over 10 minutes left. How many of you message? How many of you like send messages out? Just drop a 2 if you message. I started my business messaging because that was something that they told us that we had to do. Okay. So I'm going to be real raw. Brandy's a little nervous, but she's going to trust me here. So when I started, it was like message. It was like message random people. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to be successful, I guess I have to do that. Absolutely not. No way. No, thank you. Bye. Okay. I have not sent a cold message since the first year that I joined. I will not send cold messages. And let me give you the lowdown on what a cold message is, so that it actually makes sense to you, because a lot of my team will come to me and they'll be like, what's a cold message? And I'm like, hear me when I say this. If you have never interacted with them, if you are not friends with them, if you open up the message and you've never reacted to a story, you've never sent them a message, you've never seen their profile or anything, that is a cold message. Okay. We don't do that. Absolutely not. Okay. That is not the culture that I'm here to create. But I do sign most of my customers and distributors from messaging. And here's how I do it. The ones that like my photos, the ones that comment on my photos, the ones that I'm creating relationships with on my stories, because all of you should be interacting. Okay. It's the number one thing that is going to raise your story views. It's the number one thing that's going to put people in front of your post. So if you're doing attraction marketing, interacting is a huge part of your day, because the more people that you interact with are going to see your post. Okay. So when it comes to interacting, I am always messaging people from my stories, like, oh my gosh, your daughter's so cute. How old is she? I'm asking questions. I'm trying to connect. I have just now started being louder about who I am as a person and who I want to become and who I'm stepping into. And I'm telling you, you guys, the relationships that I have created by being my true self, I have here's the best part about this. I have lost some followers. Okay. If I'm being real, I have lost some followers because I'm stepping more into my truer self and my light. Okay. Here's the best part about it. I have found the ones that I have truly connected with. And I know that that's just going to grow from there. So I'm weeding out the ones that are not my people. Okay. Hear me when I say this. You cannot build a successful business without having your people. You need loyalty. You need love. You need friendship. You need connection. And you can't build connection based on happy-go-lucky all the time and not have a say in anything that you're doing. You have to have your pillars. You have to have the 5 things that make you you. What are those things? And if you don't know what those things are, Brittany, oh my gosh, Brittany, do you know who I'm talking about?
Landrum.
Yes, thank you. Brittany Landrum has, I always mix up her last name, but Brittany Landrum has a 5-pillar Zoom that she talks about what you need to like know about yourself. What about you attracts others to you? Because it's very important that you connect with those people, you guys. I realize people respond better and faster when you interact with them through their stories. Yes, it's the same, y'all. I'm very like turn it around and filter through. Like, what would somebody think if I sent that? What would somebody think if I got, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the word? Like, I internalize a lot of things. Okay. I reflect on everything. So when somebody sends me a message and they're like, hey girl, I love your profile. Would you like to do what I do? And I'm like, hey girl, you didn't read my profile, because if you did, you would know that I do what you do. Okay. So let's not be fake here. Okay. So I don't send messages like that because I know how it makes me feel. Right. Cause I'm like, you don't look at my profile. Like, at least like a couple of my pictures to make me feel better about myself. Okay. Like, you did not look at my profile. So don't send any type of messages like that. What I personally do is connect with them with like a compliment in the first sentence. Okay. Hey girl, I know you have a little girl the same age as me. She's so stinking cute. I love watching your stories. Be genuine. I'm not making this up. Okay. Be genuine. Go through, like a couple of her pictures, watch her stories, comment on them, and then send her a message. Now I have a couple of different messages that I send. So some of them I'll read them off and then I can give these to Brandy so that you have them. PLC messages, PLC reach out. Okay, this is the one I've been sending all month long, and it is how I've signed 15 customers already. And every single day, you guys, I have signed a customer since the 10th, and even a couple more. And here's what's crazy is before the 10th, I was sending out this message. This is what I told my team. I sent out this message every single day for 10 days straight, and I still had not signed a customer. Then I started signing customers every single day this month. Okay, so that's the power of messaging. Is it's not in the first message that you send, it's in the follow-up. Okay, it's always in the follow-up. And I've shifted how I've done my follow-up. And my follow-up is every single day. You guys, I have challenged myself to see if I can work my business in 2-hour increments a day. Okay, so not increments, excuse me, 2 hours total. My personal business. I'm not talking about team or like going live on my team page or responding to my team. I'm talking about like my personal business. I do this full time. So for me, 2 hours a day, okay, thank you. Like, that's fine. I'll take that any day over a 9 to 5, right? So I find an hour in the morning when I can send all of my messages, do my posts and whatever. And then in the end of the day, when my kids go to sleep, after my Zooms and whatever, I follow up, and I'm following up with the very people that I talked to the day before. I started realizing that if I don't follow up with them, literally that next day, they've lost interest. Okay. So if you're doing a weekly follow-up, stop doing that. Please stop doing that for the love of everything, because that is what I was doing. And I was not signing as many customers as I am now because they were losing interest. They were losing interest. They were spending their money on other things. They were like, oh yeah, I forgot about this conversation. Like, do your job and make sure that you're following up. Okay. The next day. It's so important, because how many people leave you on red and you forget about them and you're like, oh, maybe they didn't want anything. Maybe they didn't want it. Right. And then a week goes by and you're like, oh yeah, they definitely didn't want it. Well, if you would have messaged them back and go, hey girl, did you get my previous message? Or, hey, did I catch you at a bad time? They're like, oh, sorry, I totally forgot. I was putting my kids to bed and I forgot to message you back. Like, that's legit. That's life right there. Like, they just got busy. It's not because they're not interested. So follow up with them. If they don't respond to you, you're responding to them within 24 hours. Okay. Anyways, here's a message I've been sending out. Hey, name. It's very important that I send a name personally. You can say, hey girl, but because I don't like hey girl messages, I say the girl's name. Okay. So if their name's Brittany, sometimes I'll be like, hey Britt, like I like to talk to them like they're my best friends. Okay. But that's because we've already connected and talked before. You feel me? Okay. So it's not like I'm just reaching out randomly. This is like, we've already connected. So, hey Britt, I hope you're well. I just wanted to reach out and let you know that I am working towards a huge goal, and I have 10 new product tester spots open right now with our gummies, our skinny coffee, our chocolate detox, hair growth, or skincare. I can extend my pricing and an extra discount to you if you're open to sharing your results with me. Which one above would you like to try if you could? Okay. That is the key statement right there. Which one above would you like to try? I'm assuming the sale, you guys. I'm assuming that she wants to try them, because who doesn't? I'm sorry, but who doesn't want to try a chocolate detox or skinny gummy or hair growth? Like there's every person that you message. Yes, I'll send this to Brandy so that she can put it in the chats. But it's very important that you're sending. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I don't want to, I'm like squirrel, you guys. So I'll send these all to her when I'm done. Otherwise I'll just be distracted. But anyway, so that's the message I've been sending every single person. I cannot make this up. Okay. Cannot make this up. Every single person gives me a category that they want. They do not say like, oh, no, thank you. They say like, oh, what's the skinny coffee? Or, oh, what's the hair growth? Like, oh, what's because automatically the way that is worded, they're like, which one would I like to try if I could? They're just answering the question. They're not sitting there like, oh, she's trying to sell me something. She's up for a huge goal. Which one would I try if I could? And then you get the conversation flowing. You keep following up and you sign them. And I'm leading with gummies every time, unless they are, I lead with gummies and I end up selling them the skinny coffee, the cleanse, and the TFX along with the gummies. Okay. I only sell packages, and that's a mindset. It's just a shift in mindset. Some of you just counted yourself out. Don't count yourself out right there. That's a mindset. We start with one. When they're hooked in, listen, you want good results, right? You want better results. You want fast results. Well, the slimming gummies are a hot product. So we're looking at 1 to 2 week delay, but I can get you going right now on our skinny coffee, our TFX, and our cleanse, which is going to jumpstart your system, reset it, and help your body get ready for that weight loss when those gummies come in. Let's get you set up on that. That unlocks free shipping for you. Here's your total. How does that sound? Okay. You assume it every single time. Every time, you guys, I'm not even kidding. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I do not sell one product. Okay. I'll sell them a product. Then I talk to them about an add-on. And I also make it sound like it is an add-on. Like, oh, I'm putting this order in right now. I put all my orders in for my customers. I don't know if you guys do that, but I put all my orders in for them. And so when I'm putting that gummy order in, I'm like, hey, I just had a pop-up come up. It's going to unlock free shipping and get you 3 of our best products. Okay. Because that pop-up is coming up. It's not really a pop-up. I just put it in a cart, and then it turns into a pick 4. Anyways. So actually it doesn't, because the gummies are not on there, but it's a pick 3 and then the gummies added on separate. So anyways, that's what I do. I always sell in packages. But back to messaging really, really quickly. There's another message that I have been sending on Instagram. This is the only message that I use for distributors. It's very nonchalant. Let me send it to Brandy real quick.
While you're sending that, I have to share real quick. I started sending that out today. I used your message on everyone who liked my opportunity post on Instagram, but I had Lexi doing it because Lexi does my social media. And I went through the list of who liked my picture, and I was like, don't send to this person, these are all It Works people, whatever. Well, I missed that Mark and Cindy's assistant liked my post, and she sent that message of yours to Mark and Cindy's assistant, who then was like, hey, Brandy, I don't know if you forgot who I was, but I'm Mark and Cindy's assistant. I can't recommend distributors for anybody. Whoopsies.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? That just shows you right there. People are forgiving too. And if you're sending the message, you just have to send them. You just have to send them even when you get nervous about it. That's so funny though. That's so funny. So, but people are super forgiving. Just say, like, I'm sure that's what you said. You're like, oops, sorry. Like my assistant did it or whatever.
Yeah, I did. And she was like, oh my gosh, no worries.
Yeah, it's totally fine. But so this next one, I say, hey girl, I have a quick question for you. Do you happen to know of anybody who would be interested in making an extra income from social media? I'm expanding my business to your area, and I thought I would ask you first. Okay, so now this leads into a host to post on Instagram. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on that. I do host to post in stories on Instagram still. But most of the time, the reason why I'm sending out this message is because they are interested themselves. Okay, so they'll say, I don't know anybody, but I'm interested. then I go into the potential distributor conversation. Okay. If they say, no, I don't know of anybody, I actually will turn it right around and go, okay, no worries. Would you be interested yourself? Like I turn it right around. Like it's just a great way for you to like kind of nonchalantly mention like, hey, I don't know if you'd be interested or if you know any of anybody else, but you're not like, hey girl, I looked at your profile. Do you want to do what I do? Like you'd be great at this. Like you don't know if they'd be great at it, to be honest. So I don't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just say, hey, would anybody else that you know? And so, okay, take it out there. Thank you, baby. Anyway, so that's my favorite message to send. And I always turn it into a potential distributor conversation. But here's the thing about messaging, you guys. In any situation, if they say no to the products, you switch to business. If they say no to the business, you switch to products. Okay. Get confident, get fluid in that. When they're like, no, I can't really afford the products right now. Thanks for thinking of me. Okay. I just have to ask because I have so many girls joining my team right now. Like the excitement, the passion has to come through. So many of us get so focused on like, I don't know what to say, or I don't know what to. First of all, can I just be like real for just 1 second? When my team sends me screenshots of them not using punctuation or like emojis at all, I'm like, hi, I would not join you. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't. Okay. Use a question mark. Use an exclamation point, use 5 exclamation points, put some emojis in there, like put some heart eyes, put a heart. I don't care, but make them feel special. Not just like, have you heard of It Works, period? No, they haven't. And they're not even going to look into it because you don't even sound excited about It Works. I'm sorry, but come on. Like, let's be excited about what we have. So let that come through with your messaging. If you're not going to voice message, make sure that they can feel your energy. Y'all, there's an energy attached to your messages. I hope that you know that. Even if it's copy and paste, there is an energy attached to what you are saying. So make sure it feels right. So if you're like, I don't like saying, hey girl, then don't say, hey girl. Say what works for you because there's an energy behind that and they will feel whatever energy comes through that screen. Okay. So I need water. Anyways, what was I going to say about messaging? Oh, send the messages. Don't be afraid to send the messages. Follow up daily and always be ready to turn that conversation around. Don't ever be afraid to be like, well, would you like to make an extra income? I just have to ask. Okay. Because I would feel weird if I didn't ask. Okay. And then they're going to say whatever they're going to say. And they're going to go, I personally, it's up to you guys. Maybe you like to write things down. I have 2 kids and my brain is so scattered that if I try to write things down, it just does not work for me. So I put everything in my phone. So these are my potentials that I go through on a daily basis. Hold on. I put them in my, can you guys see that? Kind of. I put them in my phone calendar. Okay. So these are all the people that I talked to on the 13th. Okay. And then on the 14th, all the people that I talked to, and I put PLC and then whatever they're interested in. So potential loyal customer coffee, potential loyal customer gummy, potential distributor Instagram, potential distributor Facebook, wherever they came from, so that I'm going to know where to find them. And then every night I just go through my calendar and I swap between apps and follow up with them. That's how I do it. That works for me. That's just what I do. If I have to look at like a piece of paper in the dark when Brian's sleeping, it ain't working. So this is what works for me. And that's what I do. So whatever it is that works for you for a follow-up, make sure that you are following up there. And I don't want to keep you guys much longer, but one last thing, you should be sending, like I tell my team, there's not a certain number that you should be sending, but you need to be following up. You need to be messaging for host to post. You need to be responding to those host to posts, and you need to be sending new messages. So if your inbox is not full, okay, if you're not overwhelmed with the amount of messages that you need to get back to, then you should be messaging new people. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you need to message 100 people per day, because I personally don't believe that you do need to, as long as you're following up and working your host to post and you're busy in your messaging, then your messaging stays busy. If you notice it's crickets and you've done all of your follow-up, then you absolutely need to be sending new messages. Okay. So gauge that yourself on how overwhelmed you are or how underwhelmed you are. Overwhelmed is good. You guys, messages can sit. Okay. You can let messages sit for a minute or a day. Okay. You don't have to sit there and be like, I'm so overwhelmed, I can't even send any new messages. Like, what do I do? That means your business is booming, girl. Like, let's honor that and be grateful for that. and not be worried about how we need to get back to those messages, because you can go back to that girl 24 hours later and be like, oh my gosh, my fingers are about to fall off. I'm responding to so many people. I'm so sorry I left you hanging, girl. These gummies are lit. Do you want some? Like, all that is all you have to do. And they're like, girl, this girl left me hanging for 24 hours. Like, I'm going to get this. I need this, all because of my energy. They don't need to know that I was just overwhelmed and didn't get back to them for 24 hours. They don't need to know that. They just need to feel that excitement. Okay. So I hope that was what y'all needed to hear, but messaging is so important. Does anybody have any questions?
Oh my gosh, this was so good. I know one question real quick, and then if you guys have any more, that they've been asking a lot. I want to hear if you have a different input. Since you put all your customers in, what is that transition from, okay, they decided they're in, they're ready to order, to, hey, I'm going to put you in?
Okay. So I always I'm really, you guys, as red as I am, I'm actually very like, I don't change. Okay. I don't like change at all, to be completely honest. So this is what I've done forever. And this is what I'll probably keep doing until I can't do it anymore. But I do not transition the conversation from social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wherever, unless they are ready to order. Then they get my number. Okay. I do not ask for their number at all. And the reason why is because if I can't save them in my phone with like a name and they are a loyal customer or a distributor, my brain personally is like massively overwhelmed. And I don't like looking at just like a bunch of numbers. Like, I just can't do it. So for me, I talk to them on Facebook. Like, let's say from a host to post, they're interested in gummies. So I'm going to talk to them about it. And I'm going to tell them what the price is, the loyal customer program, all of that. They're going to say, yes, I'm in. And I'm going to say, awesome. Text me right now. Here's my phone number, and I'm going to help you get your order in. So they text me, say, hey, it's so-and-so from Facebook. And I say literally every single time. And I have I actually put every single loyal customer that I sign, I take screenshots of, and I put it in my team page, and it's under a tab of like loyal customer conversations, so that people can see that I'm literally just talking, using the scripts in boards, like the conversation is flowing, and they can look at that and not second guess whether or not they should use those scripts or not, because I just want them to see how simple and easy it is. And I'm doing it, so can they. So we transfer over, they say, hey, it's so-and-so, I'm ready to get the gummies. And I literally say, okay, girl, I'm so excited for you. I'm sitting in front of my computer right now. Are you comfortable sending me over your information so I can get your info in? It is so important that you ask it that way. I do not know why, but that always works. They go, yes, what do you need? And I say card info, I say card info, name on card, expiration date, CCV code, shipping address, mailing address, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, birthday. And I send it to them. I have it like on my boards, and I send it to them, and they send it to me next. Like, I do not, here's the thing. Again, everything is a mindset. If you are sitting there going, nobody will send me their card information, you are absolutely right, mama. They will not. But if you are sitting there like, listen, are you comfortable doing this? Like, are you comfortable sending this info? I'll just get this in right now. If you're confident, they're confident. If you're not confident, they are not confident in you. Now, every once in a while, I would say probably 2 customers a month, maybe 2 customers a month will say, I'm actually not, can you walk me through it? And I will say, absolutely. And then I give them my new distributor's website. Okay. And I give them the story or the background of it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this girl just started. I'm so excited. I'm helping her with her first 6 customers. Or I say, this girl is a single mom. She just started. I tell them about who she is. And I'm so excited to help her get started with her first customer. Don't worry. I will be helping you the whole time. You will always come to me as your contact. I'm just helping her get some customers in the system so that she can earn her shopping spree. Okay. No one questions it. Not one person, especially if they want to put it in themselves. I'm like, here you go. Here's how we do it. And I walk them through how to put it in. And so then they go to my new distributor. I hope this is making sense, but Brandy can tell you if you're like, why is she going to your new distributor's website? But that's just for fast start purposes and me helping my new distributors. So that's that.
We do that too. So that was perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. How I teach. Yeah.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So good. Well, we don't want to keep her too much longer. Anyone have any questions before we jump off?
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you for doing this. Oh my gosh. I've told them a lot about you. And when I give like, a few other leaders to follow for inspiration, because there's only a couple I like to give out. Yes. You're always one that I give. They know that like, anytime I have like a post, I'm like, guys, I always check. There's like 5 people's pages that I check. If I have no inspiration, I will go look through your guys' pages and be like, oh, okay, that inspires me. Take it to my page, change it around, add some, cut some out, and I've got a post.
Yep.
So guys, you always want to follow the people that are successful, the people that are crushing it at the top. Whatever Rachelle is doing, we want to follow what she's doing. Whatever the Duns are doing, you want to follow the systems. I'm not saying everything they do, because some teams cold message, and you guys know we don't do that. But whatever the systems are that the successful people in your business are doing, you want to follow what they're doing and don't feel like you need to reinvent it. 100%.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
Thanks for having me. Seriously, this was so fun. So if you guys have any questions, and I'll get you over all the scripts I was talking about and that board, I can email it to you. I saw you dropped your email, so I'll give that to you for the objections. So thanks for having me, guys. Hopefully we can do this again soon. And I hope that it was helpful. So
yes, very much so. And I recorded it, so I'll get the recording to everybody too. Probably tomorrow morning, as you know, early morning when Mike's sitting down here by himself in the dark. That's when he uploads videos. So that's what we'll do. But thanks, girl. Have a good night, guys. And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.